Go ahead, take a look. The view of the lake is great from in here, but it's really spectacular when you're out on the balcony. Now, don't be shy. That's right. Go all the way out. Now, look down. That's the drive. And to your right, you can see all the way to Hancock Tower. To the left, see that dome? That's the observatory at Northwestern University, way up in Evanston. There may be better addresses than this one, but to my mind, that's the best view in all Chicagoland. Yeah.
What?
I always wanted to live by the lake. When I was a kid at the Latham homes, I'd walk the 3 miles from those projects down to Belmont Harbor. I'd sit there with the boats in front of me and those fancy high-rise apartment buildings behind me and think, man, this is the life. And now I'm living it. I even got the boat. Well, you can live like this. You've heard people say that doing good is its own reward. Well, look around. I got all this by doing good, by working hard, by helping others, by serving the people who serve God, and you can do it too. The Catholic Church is always in need of money. They're constantly building and renovating and expanding. They always need folks who can raise cash for them. Hey, come on over here. Take a seat, have a drink. I've got a nice Macallan, 30-year-old single malt breeding. This stuff costs $1,300 a bottle. Expensive, sure, but it's the smoothest scotch I've ever tasted. You can't keep drinking beer if you're going to hang out with the folks who have the money for the biggest projects. Go on, don't be shy. This stuff doesn't do anybody any good just sitting in a decanter. And grab a snack. I've got some great cheese, and there's beluga too if you want it. Haven't had caviar before? Well, I'm sure you'll like that too. I'm glad you decided to come by today. I've been wanting to talk to you ever since Father Jim introduced us over at Immaculate Conception. Oh, did you know I also sang in the Mac choir, right? That's right, just like you. And helping Father Jim is what got me started in this business of raising money for the church. It was 24, 25 years ago. Father Jim was fresh out of Mundelein and totally overwhelmed with running a parish with over 2,000 souls. And one Sunday after Mass, we're all having coffee in the church basement when he blurts out that the city wants to close the MAC on account of the state of the steeple. It's going to cost a fortune to repair, and the parishioners just can't raise enough on their own. So I suggest he asks the neighborhood businesses to kick in. And after all, they're already advertising in the church bulletin, so we know they're supportive. If the church closes, it'll hurt their businesses. Well, before you know it, I'm calling on the mom and pops, and they're very generous. Most of them are happy to contribute, sometimes as much as $500 or $1,000. Often they just reach into the till and hand over a wad of cash. So I'm working hard, hours and hours every week. In fact, I'm putting in more time raising money for Father Jim than I am bagging groceries over at the Jewel. But Father Jim told me when I started this that he couldn't afford to pay me, so I got to make a decision. Keep working for the good of the church or earn the money I need to get by. Well, that's not much of a choice. So I hold back a few bucks from the larger donations. Not a lot, just enough to make up for what I'm not earning at the Jewel. Father Jim's still getting more money than he ever dreamed he would, and I can afford to keep doing this good work. And I know you understand about this because of the work you've been doing for the Loyola Alumni Fund. That college really has some loyal graduates, but it takes persistence and to keep reaching out to them. And you've been working really hard, just raking in the cash. Now, those Jesuits told me you're their top student fundraiser. That you put in more time than any other kid on the team. Anyway, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, so before long, I moved on from the moms and pops, and I'm hitting up big businesses nearby. I mean, there are accounting firms, insurance companies, law offices, and more, all up and down Broadway and Clark Street. But now the money's coming in checks. I can't start asking for a commission after I told Father Jim I'd work for free, so I offered to help take over the bookkeeping. I've been studying accounting mostly because my mother wouldn't give up on the idea of me becoming a CPA, and it just seems natural to me that I keep track of what's coming in. Father Jim is eager to hand over everything to me, the checks, the accounts, the bank book, even. And in one fell swoop, I'm not just doing the books for the steeple fund, I'm handling all the money coming into the parish. Father Jim is also telling his friends from the seminary all about me. And before long, I'm raising money to build a rec center at St. Andrews and a new classroom at St. Pascal's. And there are 3 or 4 more parish priests waiting in line for me to raise money for their pet projects. So I'm a success. But the guy's still got to eat. So I slide a little out for myself here and there, quiet like, enough to pay the rent, take my girl out, enjoy the occasional steak. I know the priests don't care because before long, they're offering me an official commission. 15%, says Father Jim. Father Casper over at St. Pascal's says it should be more like 20. I say, oh, I can't do that. So we settle on 10%. After all, I want as much money as possible to go to the church. Who else am I working for? And that's what you've got to learn. Starting now, the church comes first. Those priests and bishops have to trust you. There can't even be a whiff of cheating, of scandal. You've got to appear squeaky clean, understand? See, as long as you're the honest, hardworking Catholic, you'll be in a position to take what you like and do what you like in moderation. Of course, if you need more than the church can give, you simply have to recommend the right contractors for a job to receive gifts from a lot of grateful businessmen. You haven't taken a sip of that Macallan. Can't let it go to waste. At $1,300 a bottle, it's meant to be drunk and eat something. You're what, 19? Hell, you're still growing, kid. You gotta eat. Say, you should stay for dinner. I've been planning to ask. There's someone coming I want you to meet. Besides, we've got a lot more to talk about, and you've got a lot more to learn. But you don't have to learn it the hard way, like I did. Not at all. Play your cards right, and I'll teach you everything you need to know. But you gotta listen, you gotta follow my instructions, and you can't be too eager. That's what gets you into trouble. The process of making money while serving the Lord is a long, slow one. It pays off. It pays off, but it pays off gradual, and I need you to understand that. Yes, you need to understand that. You see, I caught you slipping 1/3 of what you collected for the Loyola Fund into your pocket. 1 freaking third. If those Jesuits weren't so naive, if I hadn't slipped that cash back before it was missed, you wouldn't be sitting here sipping expensive scotch. You'd be fighting off the guys in lockup over at Cook County Jail. But you've got a lot going for you, Keith. But here's something else you need to learn right now. Never steal from the little guy. The guy who carefully budgets his $50 donation is going to come looking for his tax deduction. So will the guy who gives $500. But the bigwig who hands over $5 million, he's not paying attention. Oh, he only sees the plaque above the door with his name on it. Some hireling in his accounting department is going to see. He's going to think a mistake's been made somewhere, but he won't say anything for fear he'll get the blame and lose his job. If you work it right, this career is foolproof. Nobody cares. Not the church, not the donors, not the guys paying the kickbacks. Even the feds don't care because all these projects are for nonprofits, so there's no taxes to levy. Separation of church and state, right? Nobody follows up and checks on me. Trust me, I'm trusted. I even donate just enough to prove that I'm doing it all for the love of the Lord. It's a good business, right? But I'm not getting any younger. These days, I'd rather sail my boat. You, on the other hand, you've got your whole life ahead of you, and you're eager, not afraid of a little hard work. You could make a killing. I'll teach you what to do, introduce you to the right people. You simply hand me a percentage of what you earn. Oh, there's plenty of opportunity. Chicago, if Chicago ever runs dry, there's Milwaukee, Indianapolis, St. Louis even, you'll see. And what? Do I trust you? I don't have to trust you. You could rat me out, but who would believe you? Who would even listen? I'm one of the most trusted men in Chicago. I have dinner with the cardinal twice a month. And there's that little matter of the money you took from Loyola. Yes, of course, I have records. I'm a very careful man. Oh, that'll be the cardinal. He's the guy I want you to meet. I'm grilling steaks. The cardinal loves steaks, nice and rare and juicy. He's going to love you too. I'll bet he even lets you say grace. So what do you say? Join us. I've already got your place set. And here, look, there's still some left. Take a taste. Think of it as an appetizer.
Oh my God.